And we are back for a Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz, not just any other Thursday, day one of the 11-day Washington State Apple Blossom Festival number 105. Gets underway at 12 noon at Memorial Park with the opening ceremonies, chief for a day, food, music, festivities. A splendid time will be had by all. You like my sweatshirt? This is the new one. This is the one for this year. So Apple Blossom gets underway today. Mother Nature not going to cooperate if you haven't been outside yet. The clouds are here. The shift in the weather pattern, which actually began yesterday with the wind picking up a little bit, ushered in that cold front. It is here. We're going to get some light rain today, especially in the early afternoon hours. We'll deal with it. It isn't nothing. No, it's not going to be deluge. You don't have to go out and build an ark. We are going to get some rain. And it will be overcast and it will be a little on the cool side, but the weekend looks pretty good for the Tenaplex Youth Parade, where we're going to be okay there. All those very important weather forecast details are coming up, plus the news. Another busy day in the bullpen. Yesterday, those folks have been hopping, gathering the news, disseminating the news, and we'll have the news for you. In sports, the Mariners, well, they didn't score they don't score a run. That usually doesn't get the job done. They didn't get the job done yesterday. Highlights of the Mariners and the Rangers. We'll preview prep sports. NFL draft is tonight, of course. We'll have that. Back half of the program. First of all, it's Thursday. Pause for pets. Stegman the dog needs a permanent home. We'll visit with our friends at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. And Connie Memmel paid me a visit. Connie is a member of the Washington State University Master Gardeners. And Connie is going to talk about the big annual plant sale. This is a ginormous event, going to be at the local Event Center at the Pybus Public Market on Saturday morning. They got, I don't know, hundreds of plants for sale. Starters get you going from fruits and vegetables to whatever the case may be. Big fundraiser for their foundation. Connie will be joining me in the back half of the program. Do not miss that interview. Very informative. Pybus will be hopping. The whole town's going to be hopping this weekend. It's Apple Blossom. 2 minutes after the hour. Let's take our tour around the valley. It's 47 degrees, by the way, here in the big city, which was yesterday's overnight low. 67 was the high yesterday. We're not going to get there today. It will be considerably cooler, and again, a few raindrops as well. Sunrise this morning was at 5:53. Sunset tonight, 8:05. That's 14 hours and 12 minutes of daylight. Days are still getting longer, but not dramatically longer that they were throughout the course of the month of March. Good morning to the valley from our secondary camera up on Wenatchee Heights. Let's head on up to Lake Chelan and take a look at the Lower Butte camera. Let's see, I believe last I checked, the lake is about 7.5 feet below where it will be once they get the lake completely filled up. You can see quite a bit of shoreline, of course, around the Lake Chelan area, but they'll start filling up the taps. Again, about 7.5 feet to go before she's topped off, which doesn't take very long indeed. Good morning to Chelan. Always good to see you. Let's check out the intersection of the highway and the roadway on down to the Otobashan Bridge. The Cougar Ridge camera, have not used that one in quite some time. Traffic is pretty light this morning from our Cougar Ridge camera. Looking down, you can see traffic on the Otobashan Bridge. Not a lot going on. It's still pretty darn early. Who's kidding who? Haven't used that camera in a long time. And let's say good morning to Waterville from our Rude Canyon camera. It's a beautiful, I don't know why they call it Rude Canyon, because they're very nice people up there, very pleasant and very, very sweet people. But anyway, from our Rude Canyon camera, looking right over the top of the ridge, and we can take a good look-see at Waterville. Good morning to you, Waterville. Always a pleasure to see you. Come on down and visit the valley this weekend, folks in Waterville. You'll be glad you did. Rain, this wasn't really in the forecast. They said we were going to have about a 30% chance of rain yesterday. Now we have more like a 80% chance of rain. Now, the best chance of rain for here in the Wenatchee Valley is between 1 and 5. But we're in the shadow of the Cascades, and the rain is coming right out of the west. So we're going to get just a little bit of rain, light rain today, but the odds are pretty good we're going to have it. You can see the big white splotch there, very light rain there because of the rain shadow. But look to the north. Look up to the Meadow Valley area and the Omak area. Considerable rain up there. They're going to get a lot of it, and a lot of it in the mountain passes as well, because the rain shadow is not going to protect them up there. So in the Wenatchee Valley, a little bit of light rain today. Nothing really to get too concerned about, but there are other locations in our viewing area that you see there. We'll see considerable rain before we start drying out tonight and right on into Friday. From the National Weather Service, here we go. Cloudy today, again, some light rain, most of it in the early afternoon hours. Spotty rain here and there, very light, but it is going to come down. We're pretty sure about that. High of about 60. 45 for the overnight low tonight. The chance of rain goes from 80% today to 30% tonight. We'd like that. Friday, still clouds. Chance of rain almost minimal. Only about a 30% chance of rain on Friday. And a little bit warmer, 62. Remember now our normal high this time of the year is 65. 44 for the overnight low Friday night. Lots of clouds, but no rain. Saturday for the Youth Parade, we're looking okay. Temperatures just about normal. It will be a little cool when the parade starts at 11 o'clock. Heads up there. No real rain in the forecast. Partly sunny skies. Very pleasant indeed. We wrap up the first weekend. Youth Day, Pepsi-Cola Youth Day, of course, is on Sunday at the park. It looks good. Partly sunny, 65. I'm liking that. Cool down on Monday and Tuesday. Warm back up on Wednesday of next week. Now you know what Mother Nature has in store. In 2 minutes, we'll let you know what's making news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley Thursday edition on the NCW Live channel.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air. Happy Apple Blossom from NCW Live Channel, your local TV station. While you're enjoying our Apple Blossom coverage on NCW Life, we need to thank our platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air. Have a great Apple Blossom, and thanks for watching your local TV station, the NCW Life Channel.
Most of us are in touch with the internet in one way or another all day long. A fast, secure connection matters. It keeps us entertained, informed, and in touch. Local cares about your connection. We know strong, reliable internet with your choice of speed makes life better. If you need fast, reliable internet, or maybe an upgrade, or you just have questions, connect with us by visiting localtel.com or call 509-888-8888 today.
Hey there folks, Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to Blueberry Hills to experience some real treats. Take a look at our homemade cream pies, our amazing cheesecakes, and don't forget our famous banana pudding. Remember, we're more than just great treats. People come from all over the world to experience what has been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
Overcast, it is 47 degrees. We are going to have some light rain this afternoon, just a little light drizzle. Lots of clouds, pretty cool. Clouds but dry on Friday, and a pretty good looking weekend coming up. It's 8 minutes after the hour. Although the election night results show that they are less than the 60% supermajority needed to pass for the school construction bond, Eastmont Superintendent Becky Berg told us yesterday she remains optimistic. Berg compared last night's results to the close election back in February, saying she feels the same way she did earlier in the year. That bond, of course, failed by just 34 votes. And Berg said the district learned that every vote matters as they await upcoming ballot counts. We'll have the next count tomorrow at about 10 a.m. During the interview, NCW Life asked Becky Berg if the district had any other plans in place should this bond fail to pass.
Honestly, this is the backup plan. And so I think the votes are certified on May 3rd. We're still hoping for a Hail Mary and that more yes votes will come in. If not, we'll go back to the drawing board. We are literally out of classrooms at Kenroy and Lee. Kids need safe spaces to learn. We hate investing in portables because they become permanent and they aren't the quality of a brick and mortar classroom. But we'll have to exhaust all options if this vote still fails to reach the supermajority. I know that I, for one, will be speaking out against the supermajority in Olympia. because I believe when a majority of voters say yes to something, that they should not be ruled by the minority of voters, and that's what happens in a supermajority for public schools. We're one of only 7 or 8 states with that law, and so I, for one, absolutely believe that needs to be changed.
The political shakeups continue as longtime local lawmakers decide to shuffle their sheets around a little bit. 12th District State Representative Keith Gaynor of Dryden announced Tuesday that he's going to run for the state Senate position that's being vacated by Brad Hawkins. Hawkins has been in the Senate since 2016. He's going to run instead for Chelan County Commissioner after a court-ordered redistricting led him to move from East Wenatchee to Wenatchee. Gaynor is a Republican, a former county commissioner. He's now in his 3rd term in the State House. His only registered opponent so far is Jim Mayhew. He was a Democrat and a former city council member from Snoqualmie. And in the nearby 7th District, where Representative Joel Kretz is retiring and Jacqueline Maycumber is running for Congress, 7 candidates so far have filed for that seat. The race for Washington governor came to town yesterday. Former Congressman and King County Sheriff Dave Reichert held an event at the local Televent Center at the Pybus Public Market, meeting with potential voters here in north central Washington. Reichert is seen as the leading Republican in the campaign to succeed Governor Jay Inslee. He's likely to face Democratic Attorney General Bob Ferguson in the November general election, but we're not there yet. Reichert touted his long career in law enforcement and said state laws that limit police capabilities need to be revised. It's been a year since Travis Coleman went missing, almost exactly a year since Travis Coleman went missing from his Wenatchee home. Local authorities and his family still seeking answers. The 39-year-old Coleman is believed to have hiked into the foothills surrounding the Wenatchee Valley in the midst of a mental health crisis on April 23rd of last year. He has not been seen since. Multiple searches of the mountainous areas on the west side of town did not find him. Wenatchee police said they are still seeking information that might lead to a recovery. Coleman's mother, Denise McBurney, has spent the last year campaigning for her son's return. She visited, by the way, with our studios yesterday to chat with our own Jefferson Robbins. We will have that conversation on tonight's Evening News. A Duval man who ran away on foot after crashing his truck head-on Blewett Pass will serve 4 months in jail. 37-year-old Ryan K. Billington was sentenced on Monday in Chelan County Superior Court. He pled guilty to vehicular assault for driving while intoxicated. The June 3rd crash of last year near milepost 174 on Blewett Pass left the other driver with a cracked sternum. And the Washington State Patrol says after it happened, Billington jumped out of his truck and ran towards Beshaston Creek. He turned himself in. About 6 hours later, he must report to jail by tomorrow and then serve a year on Department of Corrections supervision. And local author Kate Norland has released a book. It's entitled Belle's Wenatchee Blossom. It's a story highlighting the wonderful aspects of the Wenatchee Valley from the perspective of a young girl and her pet puppy. NCW Life spoke with Kate to discuss the goals and ideas she had when writing her new children's book.
My goals were to capture what Wenatchee has to offer and then to make it a book that a family would want to read over and over again. The plot of the story is a friendship between a little girl who's new to Wenatchee and her puppy. And so they are adventure buddies and they get to spend the year finding out what you can do in Wenatchee. And it mostly highlights places that a dog could go. Definitely to the Loop Trail, down to the farmer's market, up hiking in the hills, playing at the park, things like that. And I had to leave out some things that I might have mentioned, like Owl Soda Fountain or the museum, because they're not for dogs. The illustrator is a childhood friend of mine. She's actually never been to Wenatchee. So she recently joined Facebook, and so all of a sudden I was seeing her and seeing her amazing watercolor art. And so I reached out to her. I hadn't seen any figures, any people in her art, so I was checking to see if she wanted to take it on, and she thought it was a great challenge. The illustration is totally key to the book. That's what attracts people most before they get into the story, and she did such a fabulous job. It's an independent publisher, and I found them because another local author had used them, and so I read the name of the publisher and contacted them and worked with them. It was released last summer, and then it's taken me a little while to figure out how to market. I am developing a website, so norlandbooks.com will put you in touch with me. I'm going to be at Pybus over the Apple Blossom weekend, and then there are several local places that have been a great support: Tumbleweed, Packet Right, and now the museum is going to carry it. I think the epitome of the story is that Wenatchee is a great place to enjoy all 4 seasons. And I also like to focus on the little girl, and because that's what Wenatchee has been to me, is a place to raise children and so many fun things to do for them to enjoy with us and then grow into adventuring on their own. I do plan to develop it into a series, and I've started writing the next one about Leavenworth. It has a Christmas theme, but it wouldn't be out by this next Christmas, so we're probably talking Christmas of 2025.
And that is what's making news on this Thursday, and we will have a newscast for you tonight at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. 5, 6, and 10, the evening news on television. It'll also be up and running on our homepage, ncwlife.com. It's on our YouTube page. It'll be on our Facebook page. It'll be on our app. You can download our app for Android or iPhones if you want, because we believe it's important that you keep informed about what's going on in the Wenatchee Valley and North Central Washington. And if you have a news tip, you send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Well, the Mariners' stay in first place in the American League West lasted less than 24 hours. Sports, the obscure holiday. Today in history, some celebrity birthdays, an opinion from Mike Mad Dog Mignotti about vaccinations. And the Washington State University Master Gardeners has their annual plant sale this Saturday morning at the Pybus Public Market. We have a busy Thursday show. Don't go anywhere.
Happy Apple Blossom from NCW Life Channel, your local TV station. While you're enjoying our Apple Blossom coverage on NCW Life, we need to thank our gold supporter, Town Auto Group. Your community, your family, your Town Auto Group. Have a great Apple Blossom, and thanks for watching your local TV station, the NCW Life Channel.
Headaches, neck or back pain? Been injured in a car accident, a work injury, or fall? Studies show that whiplash causes pain year after year. Your neck is supposed to be curved and acts like a spring to absorb shock, but when it's damaged, it straightens or reverses, and this causes headaches and pain. The solution is our specialized comprehensive combination care. You need our team of professionals who will address every point of your injury with very specific equipment and skill. Stop by Wenatchee or Leavenworth for a free consultation.
It's Click It RV Moses Lake's huge spring cleaning liquidation event. Now extended through the end of April on Frontage Road. There's huge savings on all models and top manufacturers like Flagstaff and Grand Design with super low interest rates, 0 down, and no payments until September. And our trade-up program gets you up to $4,000 above book. Enter to win $30,000 in cash or a new 2023 StarCraft trailer. So beat the spring rush and don't miss this huge spring cleaning liquidation event. Now extended through the end of April on Frontage Road.
Caught in a conflict? Family? Workplace? Neighbor? Business? Housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
19 minutes after the hour, Adolis Garcia and Evan Carter hit back-to-back home runs. Unfortunately, Mr. Garcia and Mr. Carter play for the Texas Rangers, who beat the Seattle Mariners 5-1 last night. The Mariners left 9 runners on base and were 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position.
Josh Rojas in the leadoff spot. Josh originally in the lineup was down in the order in the 8th spot. Rojas to the gap. Long run, Garcia not going to get it. Extra bases for Rojas. Thinking 3, why not? Here he comes. Here's the throw from Simeon, and safely with a leadoff triple, and the Mariners off to a great start here in Texas. First triple of the season for Josh. Boy, you talking about an energizing moment.
Solid line drive. That's off a fastball at 95 miles an hour, and he hits it right into the gap. They had a tough time over on the warning track on the wall, and that's why Josh decided may as well take the extra base and get into third.
Big 2-2 pitch on the way. And a swing and a miss, and he got him with the slider. And that's the first strikeout tonight for John Gray.
Well, that slider's in a really good location against Julio Rodriguez.
And now the Mariners have runners out of the corners, first and third with 1 out.
Haniger 2 for 6 career against John Gray.
Swinging a ground ball, slow roller, first base line, taken by Lowe. The throw down is second, and it's going to be in time to get Polanco. Rojas will score from third. Haniger is safe at first on a 3-6 fielder's choice, and the Mariners have a 1-0 lead.
Here's Adolis, who struck out his first time up.
Garcia shoots this high in the air, deep out to center. Rodriguez at the wall, and he makes the catch. Or did he? He did not. It's a home run. So there we go. Garcia ties it up with a blast to center, and hardly a soul in the house could figure out what was going on.
Wow. Yeah, it looked like Rodriguez had the ball in his glove right at the top of his jump. He kind of jumped into the wall. The fastball on the inside part of the plate. At first, it looked like Garcia gets jammed a little bit, but this ball continues to carry.
Oh, yeah, right off the end of the glove.
The home shutout string has come to an end. Here's Evan Carter. And there's a swing by Carter and a deep drive to right. Haniger going back. He's at the wall. He leaps, and that ball is history. No doubt about that one. Evan Carter puts one in the lower deck. Back to back, go Adolis and Carter. And it's 2-1 Texas.
Great spot for Jonah Heim. Jonah had a base hit his last time up.
And the 1-2 pitch. Langford takes off, line drive, base hit, right field. Smith comes in to score. Langford digging for third. Tony Beasley waving him home. The ball gets by Haniger all the way into the corner. Jonah's digging for third. He slides. He's safe at third. 2 score on the shot down the right field line by Jonah Heim, and the Rangers are up 4-1.
Langford had a tremendous jump. He was going to score, it appeared, even if Haniger had not misplayed that ball down in the corner.
And this one bounced first base. France will go to second base for the first out. He'll throw it back to first base. Dealer's choice who takes it. They get low, and they're actually going to say, nope, interference on the baseline. Both was in the way, and so Lowe will get first base. It's obstruction technically. And Scott Service is out there having the conversation with this umpiring crew, but I'm sure that he knows as well as anybody else. That's just not going to play. Dolly's homered earlier, 1 for 3. 2-2, and that one out to shortstop. Moore bobbles it. They'll get the out at second, can't get the out at first. And Moore had a routine double play set up there, but fumbled the ball.
So we've got 2 men out. Garcia safe at first on the fielder's choice. Here's Evan Carter.
That ball smoked out to right field, back up against the fence. Takes a weird bounce off that angled wall. Garcia around third, he'll score. And into third base with a triple is Evan Carter.
So the Mariners and the Rangers, somebody's going to win the series. It'll happen today. It's a morning game, 11:35 a.m. on Root Sports. It's Louis Castillo facing Andrew Heaney. All right, to the scoreboard in the American League West. As you can see, the Astros lose again. Cubs nipped them 4-3. My Yankees took care of the A's 7-3. The Angels drop a 1-run affair to Baltimore 6-5. Prep baseball schedule today. A couple of doubleheaders at note. Manson travels up to Omak. First pitch of the first game will be at 3:30. And Ephrata will host a non-league doubleheader out in the Basin. They'll take on Waterville-Mansfield. First pitch of that first game also at 3:30. Single games on tap. Okanagan plays host to Bridgeport at 4:30. Same time for Liberty Bell hosting Oroville. Scoreboard from yesterday, just not a lot. Pretty quiet in the world of prep. There is a softball score, 2 of them to pass along. Doubleheader, and Okanagan sweeps Lake Roosevelt 10-0 in Game 1, 17-3 in Game 2. As far as the schedule is concerned, it looks something like this. Cashmere will host Omak in prep girls fast pitch softball at 4 o'clock. At 4:30, first first pitch, Okanagan at Bridgeport, and Orville at Liberty Bell. There is soccer on the slate tonight. Cascade will try to wrap up a perfect regular season. Man, this season's flying right by. This is the last game of the year. Cascade is undefeated. They'll be in Omak to take on Omak at 6 o'clock. Earlier in the year, Cascade beat Omak 9-0. We'll see what happens tonight. Cashmere will host Quincy at 6 o'clock at Vale Elementary School earlier in the day. It'll be Orville playing host to Okanagan on the pitch. It's Brewster at Manson at 4:30, Bridgeport at Pateros at 4:30, and at 6 o'clock tonight, Liberty Bell at Tenasket. It is the National Football League draft. You can watch it if you want. 5 o'clock, it'll be on ABC, ESPN, and the NFL Network. That is the Seahawks draft order, so they have one pick today in the 16th pick in the first round. They may trade up, they may trade down, we don't know. John Schneider likes to trade a lot. That's where they pick over the weekend, of course. The first round is just tonight. And among the names bantered about for the possible pick, we don't really know. We'll see what happens. Ironically enough, not listed, local celebrity Uriah Darby. I thought maybe for sure he'd be a possible Seahawk draft pick. We shall know. We'll have the complete rundown on who they picked, if they picked anybody at all, tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. And those are just some of the games that people are playing at 26 minutes after the hour. There are 8 obscure holidays that you can choose to celebrate today, or not, if you don't want to. It's National East meets West Day. It's National Zucchini Bread Day. It's National DNA Day. I have some of that. It's National Hug a Plumber Day today. It's National Take Your Son or Daughter to Work Day today. It's World Penguin Day. It's Love Your Thighs Day. It is. It really is. But today we celebrate the telephone. It's National Telephone Day today, and I don't know why. It's not Alexander Graham Bell's birthday. There's a mashup of telephones. Fun facts about telephones. 30 years ago, in 1994, there were about 2 million payphones in this country. Now there are less than 90,000 payphones in this country. In New York City alone, at one point, they had 30,000 payphones. They were everywhere. They were on every street corner. Now there are none. A couple of years ago, they took out the very last payphone in New York City. That's hard to believe. Check this out. There are about 7 billion people on the planet, give or take, about 7 billion people on the planet. There are 8 billion cellular phones on the planet. And the man who came up with the idea of directly dialing one number to another was an undertaker by the name of Alban Stroger. He was an undertaker, and in the town where he lived, if you made a phone call, you got an operator. You picked up the phone, you got an operator, and you said, I need this or you need that, and the operator would patch the call through. Well, Mr. Stroger, an undertaker, had one rival in town, and his rival's wife was the local operator, and he was convinced that people were calling up the operator to get a hold of an undertaker, and she was sending all the calls to Al Stroger's rival. So he came up with the idea, can't you just call them directly and bypass the operator? Happy Telephone Day today. It's 28 minutes after the hour. Today in history, the superhighway for super big freighters, the St. Lawrence Seaway, opens to ships. It's 370 miles long. It's not, of course, just one continuous seaway. It's a series of locks and lakes and natural rivers, but they built the whole thing. And it's for ocean freighters. It links the Great Lakes to everything else. Of course, they had the Erie Canal way back in like the 1830s, which was a huge game changer, but now really big ships. I mean, the monsters could sail anywhere from the world and go through the St. Lawrence Seaway and right into the Great Lakes to Chicago, all the way to Duluth, Minnesota. And just like ocean-going vessels that want to use the Panama Canal, the super vessels that want to use the St. Lawrence Seaway, and there are a lot of them, have to be built to make it through the Seaway, or they ain't gonna make it. It opened for business 65 years ago today. And 2 interesting baseball notes to pass along. That is Harry Cheedy. Harry Cheedy was a catcher for the Cleveland Indians, and on this date, April 25th, 1962, the Cleveland Indians trade Harry Cheedy to the New York Mets for a player to be named later. On June 15th, the New York Mets completed the transaction by sending Harry Cheedy back to the Cleveland Indians, becoming the first player in baseball history to be traded for himself. That was on this date in 1962. And we've talked about Maury Wills, the Seattle Mariner manager, in my opinion, the worst Major League Baseball manager in the modern history of the game. He was just really bad at almost everything. He resorted to cheating on this date in 1981 before a game between the Mariners and the Oakland Athletics at the Kingdome. Maury Wills ordered the groundskeeper to make the batter's box 1 foot longer towards the pitcher's mound. Now, people are going to notice this thing. Billy Martin, the manager of the A's, noticed. He went out for the lineup card and said, something's wrong with the batter's box. It seems to be going towards the pitcher's mound a little more than it should be. The crew chief huddled up with Maury Wills. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. And the crew chief talked to the head groundskeeper at the Kingdome. He said, Maury made me do it. The manager said he got to make the batter's box longer because Billy's team, they throw a lot of curveballs, and that way my team can hit the curve before it actually starts curving when it gets to the plate. I mean, stealing signs is acceptable cheating, and there's all kinds of gamesmanship in baseball, but the batter's box is supposed to be where the batter's box is, and these are the dimensions. Maury Wills was fined $500 and suspended for 2 games. They're going to notice this, Maury, when you make adjustments to the batter's box. Let's do some birthdays. We have 2 heavenly birthdays. A Northwest legend, Edward R. Murrow, of course. When he was 6 years old, his family moved all the way across the country to Skagit County. They lived in a town called Blanchard, which is about 30 miles south of the Canadian-U.S. border. The town of Blanchard no longer exists. He went to high school in Edison, Washington, eventually went to Washington State College, got a scholarship. He went there, he majored in speech, went into journalism and broadcasting, and became, for a lot of people, the very first multimedia radio and then television broadcaster that became a nationwide phenomenon. Edward R. Murrow, born in the state in 1908, the pride of Washington State. The First Lady of Song, the Queen of Jazz, Lady Ella, perfect pitch. Oh, we miss Ella Fitzgerald. The music is so good. Her tone was like perfect. She could sing. We miss Lady Ella. Ella Fitzgerald, born in the state in 1917. Al Pacino is 84 years old today. I hope somebody tells him. Of course, Michael Corleone in all 3 of the Godfather films and many others. He did finally win an Academy Award for Best Actor for Scent of a Woman. It was more like a Lifetime Achievement Award. He should have won the Academy Award for The Godfather Part 2. I don't know what they were thinking. The great Al Pacino, who, by the way, last year, he's 84, last year at the age of 83, became a father for the 4th time with his girlfriend. He fathered a child at the age of 83. His girlfriend is 54 years younger than Al. Anyway, Al is 84. And happy 60th birthday to Hank Azaria, of course, the voice of many, many characters on The Simpsons and on Brockmire. Hank Azaria is 60 years old today. Brockmire is a very funny, funny show. We'd like to thank our Platinum sponsor. Platinum is about as good as you can get. Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. You know it's going to get hot. You want your air conditioner working when it gets hot. I mean, who's kidding who? You don't want your air conditioner breaking down in July. Have Alpine Air go out and take a look at it. Make sure your HVAC is ready to go for summertime. Our friends at Pool to Spa Services on Worthington Street, right down there by the Pybus Puppet Market. They're celebrating an anniversary this year. I think it's like 35 years in business. That's pretty good. And special thanks to our friends at Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista, both in Wenatchee, their main campus, and in East Wenatchee. Still to come, an opinion about Mike Mad Dog McNaughty and vaccinations. Connie Memel will be joining me. She's part of the Washington State University Master Gardeners program, their big annual plant sale, big fundraiser for them, and a great time to get all the plants that you need for the spring and the summer. It's going to be held this Saturday at the Pybus Puppet Market. Connie will be talking all about that. But first of all, Stegman the dog needs a permanent home. It's Pause for Pets.
Pause for Pets is presented by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Merry Maids, Doghouse Brewery Leavenworth, and Club Crow Bar and Grill.
Hi, I'm Corley with Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, Animal Care Manager. And this little fuzzy belly is Stegman. Stegman is a 3-year-old terrier mix. We think there might be some Jack Russell in there because he's got that awesome coat and cute face. We have had him for, sadly, about a month. He came to us as a stray, but it's been really nice having him, I'm selfishly saying. Even though he needs a home, we love having him. Stegman gets along with some of our dogs. He's kind of selective. He's got a lot of energy. We do know that some great things from a foster situation he had for about a week. Some people took him and they let us know some great things that I brought with me. This is always such great information to know because it mimics a real home experience, which, we're not really able to do here as well. This says, "Hi, my name is Stegman. I do great riding in the car. I am well behaved in the house. I rarely bark. I love pets and snuggles and will happily climb into your lap. I love going for walks and will even help you put my harness and leash on. I run over to the door as soon as I know it's walk time. I sleep quietly in my crate at night. Sometimes I'll even go in there during the day to take a nap." Wow. "I haven't had any accidents in the house. I love to play with toys, especially ones I can toss in the air and chew on." I know you love balls. "I know sit and come, but just need a little more consistency." So they loved having him and really wanted us to know all of his great qualities so we could share that with you guys. We do know that he is not great with cats. He gets a little too excited, and so we don't recommend that that if you have a cat that you get Stegman. But he would be just a fantastic only child. Stegman knows his commands. He can sit and come, and he can even spin, even though it's only in one direction. We'll take it. It's so cute. He's a really smart boy. Yeah, you are. You're a smart boy, and you're a snuggler. Yeah. So, if you would like to come meet Stegman and throw a ball for him, he loves that. We are open Thursday through Tuesday, 12:30 to 6:30, or you can even come Wednesday if you make an appointment on our website.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. Pause for Pets is presented by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Merry Maids, Doghouse Brewery Leavenworth, and Club Crow Bar and Grill.
You've got a lot to do today. While you're out and about, remember to dispose of your unused medications safely and anonymously. It's a simple act that makes your home a safer place. Next time you're at the pharmacy, just place them in the drop box. To find a location, visit medproject.org.
Sit pretty with spring savings now at Boswell's. Get $200 off all stressless recliners and ottomans, classic power-based recliners, home office chairs, and each seat of a stressless sofa, love seat, or sectional. Plus, get 10% off the new stressless Sky mattress and $50 off each stressless Laurel or Mint dining chair. Shop Boswell's, 2915 Easy Street in Wenatchee.
It's me, Blippi! Blippi's back on stage with his brand new Wonderful World Tour.
I'm an excavator.
Sing, dance, and make new discoveries. In Blippi, the Wonderful World Tour with special guest Mika.
My name is Mika. Yeah, it's nice to meet ya.
For tickets and more, visit BlippiOnTour.com. Blippi, the Wonderful World Tour.
It's a great time to go into the medical profession, and this is the perfect place to start.
because this is going to provide you that basic understanding in order to get into medical school, physical therapy school. So when you are ready to head on your career pathway, wherever it is, then you've already had some experience and say, oh, it's so cool. This is exactly what I want to do. So really, you're going to leave me with 13 college credits and a license with the state of Washington.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNulty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, I recently was talking to someone who let it be known that she was an anti-vaxxer. She rather smugly told me, I have an immune system. What the heck does that mean? Yeah, you won't get a flu shot? If you, God forbid, catch cancer, you're going to depend on your immune system to get you better. And if you step on a rusty nail, you're going to eschew a tetanus shot because your immune system will keep you from getting lockjaw. Look, I get it. If you don't want to get a COVID vaccine, fine. That's up to you. And I sincerely hope if you do contract COVID, your immune system will work better than it has for many, many folks who have died from that virus. I have an immune system. What, like the rest of us don't? This is Mike Mad Dog McNulty, and that's my opinion.
If you are looking for dependable car service and repair, visit the good guys at Quick Lube and Tune. They've been keeping cars and trucks in the Wenatchee Valley running smooth for 35 years. Quick Lube and Tune is your hometown shop for a 10-minute oil change, complete tune-ups, alignments, brakes, mufflers, air conditioning service, and more. Get more life out of your vehicle by bringing it to the local guys you can trust at Quick Lube and Tune on South Wenatchee Avenue.
Since 1932, Camp Seneca, nestled on the beautiful shores of Lake Wenatchee, has provided children grades 1 through 12 with the ideal location for kids to learn new skills, have fun, and make friends while creating memories that will last a lifetime. Camp Seneca's rustic log cabins and their staff serve to provide each group a unique summer camp experience. Register for Camp Seneca today, www.campfirencw.org.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
Oh, look at this.
This would look really good in the kitchen.
Or the living room. Just look at it.
New windows are a work of art. Upgrade your home's windows and get cash back from Chelan County PUD.
This is gonna look great in the house.
Welcome back to the program. Whatever you're doing April 27th, you're just canceled your plans. We have it all figured out for you. You're going to be down here at the Pybus Puppet Market inside the local Event Center. You're going to be here before 9 o'clock to avoid the lines or stand in line. You're going to get your plants, and then you're going to head up and watch the Tenaplex Youth Parade. So Saturday is covered. To talk about the first part of it is this lovely young lady from the Chelan Douglas Master Gardeners. Introduce yourself, please.
My name is Connie Mamel, and I'm one of the two organizers of the Master Gardener plant sale, and we're really happy to be here again at Pybus Market on the last Saturday of April.
It's always the last Saturday of April,
Always
right?
the last Saturday of April.
Is
yes.
it because it's okay to start putting stuff in the ground now? You check your soil temperature and it can go in?
It's a little bit early to be putting those sensitive plants in the ground. You can put your kale and your broccoli and those kinds of plants, the cold weather plants, but the tomatoes, you want to be sure that it's not getting below 50 degrees at night for the tomatoes, because when it gets below 50 degrees, they stop growing. And if they have too many days when they just don't grow, it's going to set them
What
back.
about soil temperature?
Soil temperature, it should be about 50 degrees.
Okay,
Yeah.
and that's actually, it takes a while for the soil to get up to 50 degrees.
It does, yes. Mine's, depending on where I put my thermometer, some of my spots are there and some are not.
Tomatoes are going to be among the most popular plants, but they have a whole cornucopia of plants for you to choose from. Talk about the genesis of this plant sale. This is a big fundraiser for your foundation.
It's the biggest fundraiser that we have.
And how long has this been going on?
The first plant sale was in 1998, so this will be our 26th year of having the Master Gardener plant sale. And it has, of course, evolved over time.
Where are the plants right now? It's Monday as we tape this. They're in greenhouses or a greenhouse?
Well, we are very grateful to the Forest Service, the Forestry Sciences Lab here in Wenatchee. They have a good-sized greenhouse, and they let us use it for the plant sale.
Well, that's nice of them.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
nice of them.
Yeah,
and
it's
you've
a
been,
good
and some of these plants have been, you planted these January, February to get them going?
Mid-January, we did our first plants.
Okay.
And then the tomatoes we started in early March. So we want them to be good-sized, but not too big. And I kind of caution people about that. You don't want your tomatoes to be too big because it always is a little bit of a shock for a plant to go from a pot into the ground. So you want them to be ready to take on that shock and then start growing into the plants that you want. So we like them to be about so big.
And it should be pointed out, not only are you going to get some really cool plants, some decorative and others you can eat, but also the experts will be here to let you know how to get them going.
We're here to answer questions. One of the things this plant sale supports is the plant diagnosis clinic. So you can come in or you can email us or call us on the phone and ask questions about what's going on in your garden, and we will do our darndest to give you a good answer.
As Bonnie Orr always tells us, you know, when you email Chelan Douglas Master Gardeners at gmail.com, I believe is the address, you can attach a picture or two, say, hey, what's going on with my yard, or how come this bush isn't doing anything?
Right.
And they can diagnose it right away. That's what they're here for. Herbs, peppers, gazillions of different varieties of tomatoes, vegetables. You got a cornucopia of stuff. You got a Noah's Ark full of vegetables and herbs here.
We do. We try and give our customers what they want. And every year, let's see, it's the third Saturday in August, we have what we call the Tomato Gala at the Community Education Garden across the road from our greenhouse. And people can try out different kinds of tomatoes. They aren't all tomatoes from us. People bring in tomatoes that they think others might like.
Sure.
And we have people vote on what's the best tomato, and we try and feature them in our plant sale. Last year, the winners were a big red tomato called Paul Robeson and a cherry tomato called Sun Sugar. And we have them plus a bunch of others.
How do you decide, is it a committee that decides these are the plants that we're going to bring in this year? We know this is always going to sell, so it's coming back year after year, and we'll mix things up a little bit. How's that decision made on what you're bringing down here on Saturday?
Well, my cohort Sandy and I have a lot to say about what we grow, and then other master gardeners will say, oh, this has always been my favorite. This is a great paste tomato, and I love to make marinara with this tomato, and then just our customers.
First thing you need to know, now it starts at 9 o'clock, and again, it's going to be in the local Televent Center inside the Pybus Public Market, right inside from where we're sitting. That being said, you've mentioned this in years past, even though the doors open at 9, there'll be a line here well before 9.
The first time I worked this plant sale when I was a new master gardener, I was really surprised at how long the line was by 8:30 in the morning. So
are they afraid that the plant that they want is going to be gone if they show up at like 11? Is that what it is?
I think so. We usually don't have more than about 30 or 40 of any one variety, and some people will come in and buy 10 of those, and they might get the biggest ones or the healthiest looking ones, and you know, you want to get your first choice.
So if
I guess
you know, your best bet is to be here ready to go at 9 o'clock.
Yes.
If you show up at noon, it runs from 9 to 2. If you show up at noon, what you're looking for, and it's an extensive list, I got it right here, it might not be here anymore.
It might not. I always feel bad about that. Now, we did have a handful of eggplants left over from last year's sale that we gave to one of the community gardens, but usually there's not much left.
There are, and I'm just going to spitball here, looks like about a dozen different varieties of herbs, about a dozen different varieties of peppers, both hot and sweet, probably 30 different tomatoes, 28.
I think 28.
And then vegetables, you got broccoli, cucumbers, eggplant, you already mentioned that, kale. You got, it's a huge variety of stuff.
We do.
Yeah,
and we always take notes at the plant sale. So if you come to the plant sale and there's some variety that you don't see, let us know. We'll put it on the list for next year.
There is a list right here. All I did is Google Chelan Douglas Master Gardener Plant Sale 2024, and there is a list that comes up of everything that's going to be up for grabs. This is a huge list. Advice would probably print this baby up and circle the ones you know you're going to want.
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
Yes. And I do remember one year we had a customer who was very disappointed that we had no Armenian cucumbers. And we've been growing Armenian cucumbers ever since.
What's the difference between an Armenian cucumber and a regular cucumber?
Oh, I'm glad you asked me that. Yes. An Armenian cucumber is actually a squash.
Oh.
But it looks like a cucumber, it tastes like a cucumber, and you can eat it just like a cucumber. And the skin has no bitterness, and you don't need to peel it.
Oh, yeah. I may have to check that out myself.
Yeah. They'll get awfully big.
Do they?
Yeah, you want to be sure you harvest them before they get too big.
First things, okay, most important thing, how much do these things cost? Well, that's kind of flexible. There's one overriding umbrella word, cheap. You're going to get some good deals, all things considered.
Well, we try to keep the prices in the same ranges as other places where you might go. And we price them based on how they look. You know, if something some of our plants grow better than others, and
that's as simple as that.
That's how it goes. Yeah, the smaller ones will be a little less expensive than the larger ones.
But if you know what you're doing, and even if you don't, again, you got the master gardeners here to help you out. The one thing that all of these plants have in common is that they're going to do just fine as long as you do what you're supposed to be doing.
Yes.
You're not going to bring in plants that are going to die in a week. You just don't.
No. We've gone to some larger pots, not larger around, but deeper, so that the roots can really grow down, and we don't have that problem with roots getting bound up in the pot. So that's one advantage that we have.
And you need to bring your own bag. That's very important. If you're planning on buying like a considerable amount of plants or just a couple, you got to get them back out to your car because bags are not going to be.
Well, we will
here.
have boxes.
Boxes.
Yeah, and most people will get one of the boxes. Winco loans us carts.
Oh, cool.
So we will have carts that people can use to collect their plants.
Native plants, is this something you've been doing for a while, or is this something that's kind of new to the plant sale?
Well, we have gotten about 110 plants from Derby Canyon natives, and we'll be selling those at our plant sale as well. And we're pretty excited about that. That's something new. Derby Canyon does a great job of producing really our local native plants.
And the nice thing about native plants, they're native plants, so you got to work really hard to kill them.
Yeah.
they're quite hardy, and they're native. They were here long before we were.
Well, remember, if you're transplanting them, you still have to tend them for usually that first season. Yeah. Don't think that because it's drought resistant, it's drought proof. Yeah.
And again, the experts will be here. You told me before we rolled tape that you've had people who come down to the big plant sale the last Saturday in April, and they end up joining the Master Gardener program.
Yes, we recruited 2 from last year's plant sale, and they'll be working at the plant sale this year.
Who gets the, what happens to the dough? I mean, this is all a fundraiser for you guys.
So that supports a lot of the community things we do. It supports the diagnosis clinic, all the materials that we need for that. We have a community education garden in Wenatchee. We have the Zurich Garden down here by the riverside. We have one in Kashmir at the county fair, one in Leavenworth, the pollinator garden. So it supports all of that work that the Master Gardeners do.
Are a lot of these plants that we talked about, are they up at the demonstration garden at Springwater and Western? They can take a look at it?
Yes, some of them will be up there.
That's a
yes,
great idea.
Yeah. In fact, the gardeners who manage the CEG, the Community Education Garden, they always come to us when the plant sale is going on and say, we need a few of these in the vegetable garden up there, and so we make that trade.
I love that, Eric, because it's all there in that nice little 2-acre plot. If it can grow in the Wenatchee Valley, it's there in one form or the other.
I've learned a lot from the vegetable garden up
Irrigation
there.
systems, it's all there. It's absolutely outstanding.
And we have a last Saturday training up there, all during the season. You can come up there for whatever training that we're doing.
Connie, did we get everything down? Again, it's this Saturday. It starts at 9. It runs till 2. They'll be out of plants by 1. I'm not lying to you, because that's what's going to happen. If there's particular plants that you want, or some of the hotter items like the tomatoes and stuff, you want to be here at 9 at the latest, or you might be out of luck. Did we get everything else touched on?
I think we got the high points.
Good.
And we're looking forward to seeing you. One of the things I always, when I recruit for volunteers, about 70 Master Gardener volunteers total who do this, and I always tell them this is a great opportunity to meet people and interact with the community. So. And well, it's Pybus Public Market. It's where communities meet. And I can guarantee you'll have people going to come down here to have breakfast at the Huck and go, "What's going on here?" And before you know it, they're walking home with a bunch of plants. Yes.
That's what we want to see. Thanks for spending some time out with me.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
And let us know how it goes.
You bet I will.
I want to do a follow-up.
Okay.
You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
A break from reality. Central Washington Water has a showroom full of possibilities. They have the perfect hot tub for any space and any budget, including saltwater hot tubs for the absolute best ownership experience. Find free-flow plug-and-play spas that make it simple and affordable to get you soaking. Tropatone furniture to complete your patio. Make summer a splash with a high-quality, easy-to-set-up above-ground pool with pumps and filters from Central Washington Water, your water experts.
It's the NCW Life Community Calendar, a presentation of Apple Valley Honda. The 105th Washington State Apple Blossom Festival concludes its 11-day run with festivities all over the Wenatchee Valley. The second weekend is highlighted by the Les Schwab Classy Chassis Parade on Friday, May 3rd at 6 p.m. The Stimilk Growers Grand Parade is on Saturday, May 4th at 11 a.m. And the annual Downtown Kiwanis Pancake Breakfast is at the Apple Bowl Saturday morning beginning at 6.
Walkabout Grill, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner in downtown Wenatchee and now downtown Leavenworth, where eating out is eating healthy.
Let nothing stand between you and the tree stand with this great offer on the fast, durable Kubota Sidekick. Featuring a gas-powered engine that delivers a top speed of 40 miles per hour, outstanding acceleration and handling with cargo, and a 2-year, 1,000-hour warranty. Get the Sidekick now for 0 down, 0% APR for 36 months or save $1,000.
Quick programming reminder before we do the weather forecast. We will begin our apple blossom coverage. Well, actually, later on today, we'll be at Memorial Park just down the road for Chief for a Day. We'll show some highlights for that tomorrow and for the evening news tonight. But our first of our live broadcasts will be on Saturday for the Technoplex Youth Parade. Our coverage begins at 11 a.m. The parade begins at 11 a.m. They'll be coming by our location just outside the Chelan County Courthouse about 11:15 or so. So if you can't make it at the parade, you can watch it right here in high definition. The weather for the parade on Saturday, the youth parade, looks pretty good, but we got to get there first, and we're going to get some rain today. Not a lot of rain, light rain for the Wenatchee Valley. We are going to be protected by the rain shadow of the Cascades as this shift in the weather pattern continues. The rain will be spreading into our area. As you can see, some locations, especially to the north of us, that's in our viewing area, you're going to see a lot of rain. Not here in the valley, just a little bit of rain, but we have a good chance of some light sprinkles early in the afternoon hours from the National Weather Service. About an 80% chance of rain, but again, not heavy rain, just light rain, drizzly, if you will, but it's probably going to happen. And we're going to get up to 60, which is below normal for this time of the year. Clouds will be hanging around tonight. No real rain in the forecast, 45 for the overnight low. Friday, more clouds, but probably not any rain. If we get any rain at all tomorrow, it'll be in the morning hours. And again, below normal for the afternoon high, about 62. But things turn around on Saturday for the youth parade. Partly sunny skies, about 64 degrees. Not a bad weekend, all things considered. And that's it for us. We will see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.
Armenia, one of the oldest countries in the world, where you can find some amazing adventures. That's me, Elizabeth, and today my friend Bryant Wood and I are going exploring. We'll conquer the snowdrifts in a famous ski resort. Let's do this. Then warm up with some traditional Armenian sweets. Keep going, we're really good. Then we're off to the studio to learn some new skills. Great, can we go check out the sculptures too? Before we heat it up in the kitchen. Definitely chop a finger off. It's an epic adventure you don't want to miss, especially if you like chocolate. Welcome to Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World from Armenia. Hi, I'm Elizabeth Stanton, and today I'm here in Armenia with my friend Bryant Wood.
Hey Liz, thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to experience Armenia with you.
Yes, and this place is awesome, and we have so much to do and see here, so if you're ready,